If you want to watch the whole show exclusively on odds.com, just hit the link at the bottom of the screen. All right, Alvin Smith ready to go. Let's roll. Thursday, 8:20 p.m. is where we start, Bebsie. Rams at home to the Patriots. Patriots sitting as, sorry, let me move this over. Patriots sitting as opening as 6.5-point dogs. Then they move to 6, 5.5, 5. So you can get them anywhere between 5 and 6 right now. This total opening up at 45.5. It is now at 44.5. SoFi Stadium, Inglewood, California. Patriots 6-6 on the year, 2-4 on the road. Rams 8-4, 4-1 at home. Patriots coming off destroying the Chargers 45-0 in LA. They've now won 4 of 5. Cam Newton was just 12 of 19, 69 yards, 1 touchdown in the win. It was a special teams disaster for the Chargers, or it was great special teams by the Patriots, depending on how you look at it. Gunnar Olszewski, most yards of any receiver with 1 catch for 38 yards, but he returned 3 punts for 145 yards, including 1 for a 70-yard TD. Damian Harris ran 16 times for 80 yards. J.C. Jackson, Chase Vinovich got interceptions, and this injury report, which has become a normal thing now for the Patriots, is ludicrously long. So here we go. And this is me transferring it over to my notes. Quarterback Cam Newton, cornerbacks Jonathan Jones, J.C. Jackson, who's been incredible, tight end Ryan Izzo, linebacker Jawan Bentley, safety Kyle Duggar, place kicker Nick Folk. We're all listed at practice. All listed as non-participants in practice. Did not practice due to various ailments, are listed as questionable. And then you have defensive end Lawrence Guy, Shaq Mason, Jacob Johnson, defensive tackles Byron Cowart, Adam Butler, wide receiver Matthew Slater, all listed as questionable. And then 2 guys, J.J. Taylor, running back Jack Sitchie, I don't have his position in front of me, were put on the injured reserve. Let's talk about the Patriots. They've been doing that week in and week out, having a laundry list of 30 people on their injury report. Doesn't seem to be affecting them in games. Do you trust them here, winners of 4 and 5, and do you trust them at L.A.?
I mean, it's a tough spot for them going to L.A. I think the Rams are playing better. You take out the loss to the Niners, which, I mean, Kyle Shanahan with a reasonably decent team has had McVay's number. But you take that game away, and the Rams have been playing great. Now, the Pats have won 4 or 5, and some of them weren't exactly pretty wins. Obviously, the Jets game comes to mind. But it's hard to bet against them right now because is it Bill Belichick figuring out exactly what he has and using that? Because I wouldn't put it past Bill. I mean, the guy has won so much with so little at so many times. So this is a really tough spot for them, but I think there's value in taking them. Obviously, it's being bet down a little bit right now, but if I had a free play – or if it wasn't Thursday Night Football, I think I would lean Pats in this game. I do expect a very low-scoring game. So I think the under is very much in play. But, yeah, if you're forcing me to make a pick here, it's got to be the Pats, in spite of how great the Rams have been playing and the fact that they are just top to bottom a better team. The last 2 times these teams met, Belichick held the number 2 scoring offense in the NFL to 3 points in the Super Bowl. So – it's a tough spot on Thursday night, short week. You don't bet the road team ever on a short week, but again, this is COVID. Shit's different. There's no there's no fans, so it's not like teams can't call audibles. It's a very different beast. But if you gave me a free play, I'd take the Pats. Or if it wasn't Thursday night, because fuck Thursday Night Football.
Yeah, and I wonder if the under is in play. A lot of talk about it here in the chat. And also Dennis Garcia, 57 seconds away from cashing his first bet of the NFL game, the no score in the first 6 minutes. Rams coming off 38-28 win at Arizona. So they've won 3 of 4. They're now tied for the division lead with the Seahawks. Jared Goff, 37 of 47, 351 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. He didn't have a turnover after amassing 10 in 4 games. Robert Woods caught 10 passes for 85 yards. Cooper Kupp caught 8 passes for 73 yards. Cam Akers ran 21 times for 72 yards and a touchdown. That's the second straight game the 21-year-old second-round pick out of Florida State led the Rams in rushing. He was a non-participant at practice with a shoulder injury listed as questionable, but he's expected to play this week. Center Brian Allen, linebacker Terrell Lewis were inactive last week and questionable this week. Defensive tackle Michael Brockers was a non-participant in practice and is listed as questionable. I think that the under has to be in play, Bebsie. What would take you off of the under? And while I say that, we have a question from Birdie, and a legit question here. He says, is the Pats D legit? I personally do not think so, but opinions welcomed. We knew, and just before beginning of the year, we talked about how Dennis Garcia and I talked about it. Dennis was in the chat, and I was here on the show, talked about how these Patriots were going to cash us unders all year long. And here they're coming up against another great defense. This screams under to me. Tell me about what you think of the under and what you think about the Pats defense.
It's tough to say whether – I'll answer Birdie's question first because it's tough to say whether they're legit or Belichick's legit. I really do believe that Belichick will make the most out of any team he has, especially on defense. And look, he lost a ton of pieces in the offseason just to free agency, and then he lost a bunch more that opted out with COVID. It's going to take him a minute to figure it out. So he's sort of just figuring that out now. He's got exactly what he can do with this team. So when you say legit, I don't think they're one of the best defenses in the league, but I do think they are better and they are going to play better. And there's no reason I can talk you off a Thursday night under. Thursday night games are typically sloppy games offensively. The defense has the edge with less prep time. And yeah, these are both defense first teams. And, you know, the Rams offense is predicated off the run in spite of the fact that they don't have a great running attack. They don't have Todd Gurley, but what they have is 3 guys who can run the ball. And so, yeah, and then the Pats, that's all they have is a run game right now. So, yeah, this screams under. And Slats, to answer your question, why do I hate Thursday night football? It's not that anything bad happened. I just think it's bullshit ball. It doesn't give the players proper time to rest. There's ugly, ugly wins from teams that shouldn't. Most of the time, road wins for a garbage team. And I just – if you want to say you care about the players, don't roll them out 4 days later to play a second football game. It's bullshit. It's ugly football. It's a money grab. That's why I hate it. Has nothing to do with me ever losing a bet. It has everything to do with me thinking Roger Goodell is a piece of shit.
You took the first half under in that spot, Washington Steelers. I feel like this is the same situation. You know, when I went to actually tail it, I was too late. It moved down to 21. I knew you got the 22.5. I mean, I don't want to sit here with a triple up on Thursday night, but I think there's some good points being made by Dennis. New England didn't travel. They're playing in the same stadium. It's called in Texas. It's the back of the khakis, not just the khakis. It's the back of the khakis. I want the Patriots here. I don't like that I missed the spot, and I really did. I don't like that, but I love the fact that they didn't travel. I love that they've just got complete focus on what's going on right now. It's down to 5. It sucks. It's down to 5. Missing that crucial number of 6. But I want the under 2. I want the under 2. I want the under 2. If you had a choice between first half under and full game under, what would it be?
You know, I expect a sluggish start. So if I had a choice, I would say first half under. But I think there's value in playing both unders in this. I'm not trying to talk you in or out of it. I just do see this as an under game.
So do I. So do
Has
I.
there been much movement at all?
Well, there has been on the Patriots. The total has gone down a point full game. The first half total has gone. No, there'll be no movement on the first half total, or a half point. Champino in the house. Great to see you. I want to move on it, but I'd hate to be sitting here with 3 bets on Thursday night. That would make me uncomfortable. So I'm not going to do that. And we've had a pick by the Cowboys there in the at the 35. I do not want to do that under any circumstances. I just don't. I won't be comfortable at all on a Thursday night with 2 bets.
Hey, you're preaching to the choir, man. I don't. Last week I broke my rule and bet on Thursday, and I hate myself for it. So,
okay, I'm going to take the full game.
Before.
Full game under 44.5, and then I'm going to take the Patriots.
Dan Kelly's spot on.
All right, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the Patriots. Do you think that there's any extra motivation for McVay to really beat these guys?
I don't think any more motivation. Like, I don't think the Super Bowl is factoring into his mind right now. I really don't. As much as that'll be the narrative in the game, I really don't believe that that's. I think McVay is thinking about winning the division right now, and there's his motivation. I don't think it has anything to do with being embarrassed offensively in the Super Bowl.
I can't double up first half full game. I just can't, because I'm not going to give out a play. I'm not going to bet, and I also don't want to. I don't want to cut my unit size in half and bet them both. Okay, full game under 44.5, and the Pats +5. I'm moving on the Thursday nighter.